Hi guys, I hope this video records okay because I've got the other video that I just recorded uploading onto YouTube, so I'm not sure if that sort of disrupts it at all, but yeah, that's just a quick explainer. So this is my other project, and as you can see I wouldn't say a massive one, but for me it's quite a big project just to get started again. It's got one big base plate in the back and one old small one, which has got this road section, and another sort of side to that, which I'll show you all in a moment. I'm sort of happy with the ruined buildings. These are based on sort of filler bricks up to a certain level and then plates. And you can see some of the plates on the top there. I'm trying to add as much detail as I can, maybe a few different colours used as well as an Alsatian there, which I thought was fitting for the Germans. I'll talk about the miniatures in a moment because as you can see some of them are nicer than others. You can see the cheaper Soviet miniatures don't have UV printed on the back, so that's something that I really miss, really, even if they look all right from the front. Just the heads are obviously less detailed, also very generic, so every one of these looks like this. They are cheap and cheerful though, and the rifles they're slightly less detailed than brick arms, but they do the job. They're obviously not Mosin and Nagant, so you have to sort of try and forget that as well. They're fine for the Germans, but the Russians, they seem to just give them a generic bolt-action rifle, which I suppose is a shame. But you know, for a big diorama, who's looking that close? I'm not sure. And the hats leave something to be desired. So yeah, that's just to give you an example of one of them. The others, though, are much better quality. So these are, again, sort of cheap Chinese ones, but I was really happy with these. The Soviet Naval Brigade. Sure, I got these for £5 for a pack of them. They've got printing on the back. Some really nice details on these. You have to watch out with some of the companies. I'm sure they'll be after me for saying this, but they're obviously made in China, but there'll be resellers in the UK that'll sell them on for many times over what they would be if you just directly get them. I think for a Chinese copy, I thought these were, well, they're not copies at this point. These are the only guys making them. So AliExpress, I bought these, and they've got some lovely details. A printed hat, and there's even a Soviet, or what do you call these? Yeah, Naval Brigade, and there's an officer as well. So yeah, really nice detail. And the weapons provided here also included in those. I'm sure I got them for a £5, so have a little look, and yeah, definitely worth looking at. Some of these are then, I think he's ignore that guy. So yeah, you see some other guys there. These would be not United bricks, which are the dearest of them, but this would be the next step up then from the really cheap Chinese ones. The only place I've seen these, sorry, are miniature bricks. And if you order something like 10, you get a 25% discount, etc. Or if you're making a big order, you get large discount. So it can, yeah, it can mount up, I suppose, and get quite expensive. Sorry, I was losing my trail of thought then. No, I think it's reasonable. All I was saying is they're about £3 a throw, whereas the Chinese ones would obviously be cheaper. But you see the details start to get better on these. I don't think that these are all Chinese made necessarily. I think even if they are Chinese made, they're well, at least as good as, maybe significantly more as. I also noticed that these aren't available, from the Chinese, that I could only get those in the UK. So I wonder whether they're actually printed in the UK. It's a bit of a puzzle trying to figure this all out, but I definitely prefer, yeah, the nicer details on them. And yeah, I thought it's maybe difficult to show up on the camera, but some really nice details, and the back details are really nice as well. So equally, the focus not perfect there, but it's good enough, I suppose, for what we're trying to do. So as you can see from the back here, you can notice the no printing on the back. The Germans then, I've got these set up here. You can see the sort of, again, you can probably see from a distance, there's some cheaper Chinese ones. I think I'll have to try and do what I can with these. The printing is on both sides, I think. Oh, no, again, not printing on the back. However, I think with the helmets, I'm going to spray them, maybe, could always spray them white for Stalingrad and maybe do some, what should we call it, like dents and scratches a little bit, how these helmets have been, not sure if I have to tap oh yeah, I just tap the focus and it comes up like that. So there we go. Some of these are sort of SS types. I'm not sure if they've been careful with the insignia. The insignia is not a strict SS symbol. Maybe for the best, perhaps. I know some manufacturers are squeamish about using that, and that's, I suppose, fair enough, I suppose. And yeah, so they're just little two squiggles on this. I know some people don't like to paint SS models. I suppose the affiliation with, well, terrible things they did on Eastern Front and ethnic killing and things like this. I have to admit, maybe I was a bit self-indulgent. I just like the P-Dot camo and the splinter camos and things. They just look better than the ordinary Wehrmacht. And sorry if I'm not showing these off amazingly. I just wanted to show the general scene. There's nothing special going on here in terms of what I've built up. I mean, they're just ruins, really. I'm trying to add and blend together different colours of bricks. So nothing special here, and you'll see some of the bricks are even mega blocks, so they wouldn't be genuine Lego. And the back wall there is mega blocks as well. They seem to fit actually quite well. There's some discoloration and the bricks. Maybe I'm a bit over-explaining things here. The floor, though, even though it looks really simple, it was actually quite complicated to make. And there's, what should we say? Yeah, lots of filler bricks underneath it, so it has like an internal structure to lay on the base plate, so you have to have some stability to it. And I was really happy with the steps. They're actually really difficult to build. That's one of the things I'm really struggling with in building, is making something that looks okay equally. Over here, the steps over here I was quite happy with. So yeah, I don't know if I can show a different angle to that. And yeah, this building I was really happy with. The lighting is a little bit bad here, and we've got a stained glass window in the back. Okay, and we've got maybe a collapsed second floor as well. So nothing else to show there really, guys. I have one other thing to show off to the side, but in terms of World War II stuff, just another example of this would be US Airborne. Doesn't have a helmet on the moment, but this would be showing the quality of some of the better sculpts. So let me just tap the focus. You can see the front there. These are misprints. Oh, this is the double-headed guy who needs maybe a hair or something, or a helmet. Yeah, these are misprints of the really good quality ones, the United Bricks. So the figures of these are more than £10 a throw. So yeah, keep an eye on eBay, or you can pick up all sorts of things. So I grabbed some heads. I think, no, they did come with torsos and legs, I think, so it was a really good find for me, actually. Some of them even have details on the arms, I think. And some of the companies do just the arms with, insignia and things, and, divisional affiliations and things on the arms. I wonder whether, I think with these ones, yeah, I might have had to add my own arms. I can't remember now. Anyhow, maybe I'm over-explaining. I'll compare that with a cheapo US trooper. You can see there's a significant difference in quality. So it's really up to you. What are you sort of expecting? You can see from a diorama, if you were doing a big show, it looks fine. But if people are going to be having a little look, maybe if you're doing this for a convention or something, you might want to go for the nicer ones. But see what you can pick up on eBay as well. And this is my other project. I was having this idea. I don't know what's got me into the sort of mood of, I suppose I was going through my old Lego collection, just rather than gathering to see what we can do with it, and it's just got me thinking whether we can do something like shop practice maybe in Lego, really. And it's a small scale kind of thing. Equally, you could do sort of role-playing games. I quite like the idea of doing it with silver bayonet. And to that end, I think I could pick up more of these. These are the Really nice zombies that they do. Minifigured bricks, these ones. Um, Quality generally great. I had a misprint, and the team were really good in giving me some store credit. So you can see the torso came out sort of blue rather than white. I just told them about it, and they were very generous with the store credit. Um, yeah, the other company, United Bricks. I probably won't bother putting the website links in down below, but it is, yeah, United Bricks. The other one is minifigures. For obviously, if you're UK based. I've been building up a redoubt here, but you can see some of the filler brick back there. That's all going to be covered up, and it'll hopefully look more like how it does on the right-hand side here. I do have some cannons, and I think I've just scratch built the carriages. And yeah, that's work in progress, and you'll be surprised to see these. These are Portuguese, so the start of this collection, I suppose. Dead cheap. I think I paid no more than, I want to say, I got them for 10 or something, so really cheap. Considering that the other website I get them are £3 a throw, whereas these would work out £1 each. Again, AliExpress. I think if you go to AliExpress and get some job lot, they will offer you a big discount. The only thing I found funny was that they did the 95th rifles, but they put them all on horses. So I suppose if you want a free horse, that's fine as well. So the heads on these are generic, but printing on the back as well and on the sides. So yeah, it's really random the sort of quality you get from the AliExpress. But if you can find some good companies on there, I think you might be tempted by a lot of them. Really, thought this was really good for sharp practice. And guess what? No painting. So if you're short for time, it might be quite a nice thing to do. I suppose the terrain is time consuming to build, but this is something that I find enjoyable and quite relaxing as well. I obviously maybe would play on maybe a 4x4, maybe that'd be more reasonable, unless you're putting on some big demonstration game or something. Okay, that's definitely it for now, guys. I've gone on for far enough, long enough today. Yeah, I've been actually having a lot of success with selling some figures on eBay, actually. So sort of rarer figures. I had quite a large collection of Star Wars, and just to give an example, Eomer, also from Lord of the Rings, he sold for like 30 quid just for him, and then I had some of the wargs from The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, and they sold for something £70. So yeah, silly money. But these are all highly collectible now. If you've got some retired sets, don't sit on them. Have a rummage through, or maybe you've got some children of your own. You're like, well, actually, we're gonna have to flog it to pay the bills. Yeah. This is yeah, Star Wars Britain. Okay, and on that note, I'll leave you to it, guys. Bye.